Okay, good morning. I am not sure exactly what is happening with the camera this morning, but I am going to proceed with the meeting. So the first thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, and as you remember, boys and girls, for the last few days, we have been talking about area. So, taking a look at our goal for today, or our objective rather, it says, today I will discover the relationship between the length and width of a rectangle to find the area. Okay, and we're going to do that by looking at rectangles and look at a few vocabulary words that we're going to be using today. We're going to be using length. We'll also be using width, okay? And the length is the longer side of an object, and the width is the shorter side of an object. All right, and before we get into the lesson, there is a quick, fun video that I wanted to show. And again, this helps our understanding of exactly what area is.
If you want to find the area, 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 if you want to find the area, then you multiply side by side, side by side. A rectangle has length and width. You multiply the pair. You're finding all the space inside, and the units in the answer are squared.
If you want to find the area, area, area. If you want to find the area, then you multiply side by side. Side by side. A rectangle has length and width. You multiply the pair. You're finding all the space inside, and the units in the answer are squared. If you want to find the area, area, area. If you want to find the area, then you multiply side by side, side by side. If you want to find the area, area, area. If you want to find the area, then you multiply side by side. Side by side. A rectangle has length and width. You multiply the pair. You're finding all the space inside, and the units in the answer are squared. If you want to find the area, area, area. If you want to find the area, then you multiply side by side, side by side.
Okay, so let's take a look at our lesson 5 for today. Okay. And on this page, it says to draw 3 sized rectangles on a grid. Then we will record the measurements of the rectangles on the chart. And the last thing we're going to do is to discuss the relationship between the measurements, okay? So we've been talking about this already for the last few days. So once we get into it, it'll make a lot more sense. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw different rectangles. So here's one. Remember, with a rectangle, we need to make sure that the opposite sides are the same. So there's one. Draw another one. And you can draw your rectangles any way you like them when it's your turn. That's my second one. That one. Okay, boys and girls. So here I have drawn 3 different rectangles. And now we're going to take a look at each of the lengths and the widths. Now remember, the length, boys and girls, is the longer side and the width is the shorter side. So for rectangle A, my length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Text. It's 6. Make that a little bigger. All right. And then my width is 1, 2, 3. All right. My area, I know that area is equal to my length times my width. So 6 times 3 is going to give me 18 square units. Okay, 18 square units. Now let's look at our rectangle B. The length for rectangle B, the longest part, think about long length. That's one way to remember. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My length is 8. My width, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my area here is 40 square units. Now let's look at C. I'm going to count my length. 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, if I'm going to say the longest, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My width, oops. Okay, my width, 1, 2, 3. So my area is, sorry, I did the multiplication already. My area is going to be 15 square units. So down below, when you get your page, it's going to ask you what is the formula or how are they related, the length and the width. So we know that area is equal to length times width. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. So in this lesson, boys and girls, you're basically going to be doing the same thing that I just did. You're going to be creating your own rectangles. Do it again. Draw 3 different size rectangles. All right, there's one. I'll do this one like this. And my last. Okay, so here I have 3 different rectangles that I've drawn. I'm going to look at the length and the width for rectangle A. So here, 1, 2, 3 is my length. One, 2 is my width. And my area becomes 6 square units. Okay, let's look at B. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My length is 5. My width, 1, 2, 3, 4. My area, when I multiply the 2, 5 times 4 gives me 20. And then my last one, C. C, my length, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My width is 1. And I know that 6 times 1 will give me 6 square units. Okay, now boys and girls, when you are drawing your rectangles, please use other widths or lengths besides 1. I know maybe you can have 1 rectangle with that, but I'd like for you to get practice with different measurements. So develop a formula for the measurements to find the area and write it in the box. So as we said before, area is equal to length times width. And below, I'm going to say A is equal to L times W. So A is equal to L, the L stands for length, times W. The W stands for width. It is now your turn, boys and girls. Begin practicing the student guided work and also the final check. Do these on your own. You will have this video at your disposal on Google Classroom within a few moments. And I look forward to seeing you back here at 10 o'clock. Thank you.